If Marvel films and or comic book films were easy, everybody would be making them and they would all be good. But the reason there aren't a lot of great comic book films consistently is because they're hard to make, and making superhero films is hard, says Chris Evans. So I don't think he said anything wrong, as I've seen some people suggest. Making comic book films, superhero films, nerd genre films, if you will, is hard. Nobody's going to dispute that. Although some people that obviously hate these will say, oh, it's just simple. Stand on a green screen and act. Not really the case, but hey, that's their narrative. When Chris Evans was asked about this, the quality of superhero films, what's happened with comic book films, the downfall of Marvel and everything, he said, well, yeah, making superhero films is hard. So when you get really good ones, they really stick out. But when you get bad ones, they also stick out. And he's not saying anything wrong. And the way I look at it is, we're still today exactly where we were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20, 30, 40 years ago. You're going to get the good films, and then you get a couple bad films and a couple good films. Everybody focuses on the bad ones, saying, well, that's it, it's over. Like, the 90s was the hardest time for comic book films, and only literally from 94 to 98. After that, it literally got instantly better. But people think it's like a 30-year period where there weren't good comic book films. No, there was just more bad ones in those few years than good ones. Again, depend on what you perceive as bad or good. I love Batman Forever, so I don't see that as a bad film like many people do. Batman and Robin, yeah, that's bad, but I still love it because it is a bad, entertaining film. What he's saying here, and if you read in the tone of which he's saying it in, he's literally saying, yeah, there's a lot of bad comic book films these days because they're not easy to make. And the easy ones, well, there's something to them. Maybe it's the talent, maybe there's different factors. So I definitely see what he's saying here, and I agree with it, like, wholesale, because it's just how the entire industry works. Romance or comedies would be easy as well, if the director knows what they're doing and they're easy to make for them. Try hiring a action director to direct a comedy film and see what happens. A lot of times, nothing good.